Mm.
Hello guys, how are you doing? I'm back again here with Burak, and it we just checked. I think it's actually roughly 2 months ago. I think we spoke last time, and at that point in time, our one of our favorite markets sometimes is uranium. It looked quite good at that point in time. Different story today, and we have Burak here to give us his opinion on how things are looking, what to expect, potential upside, potential downside, and yeah, how are you doing, Burak? I know you have been on a long holiday, different
Yeah,
places. So
yeah, I came last week on the 20th of August. Had a good break, all energized after terrible summer in the UK. So it was nice, but the markets never sleep. So it was a little bit difficult for me from the holidays, always keeping the charts updates, videos, but I managed, so it was okay. Um, Now back to full-time monitoring and screening everything and trading, of course. And yeah, let's cover the uranium space once again. It looked much better in June,
yeah, it did.
but yeah, we are having a big pullback, and I think it's not over yet.
Oh,
So let's kick it off.
yeah, sounds good. Show it.
Yeah. Okay. So I think the biggest warning, the most important warning came from URNM. I mean, the cleanest actually. So this is the Sprott Uranium Miners ETF, which back in May, it tested that blue top band. And I thought it's going to come down and then break it to the upside at some point, which it will. I think it still is going to do it. But I didn't expect this internal support to break. Right, this here has broken, and we just got back tested. It just got back tested, so I think there is a good chance that we're going to come down all the way to 30, 31, 32 band. We're at 41, so that's
Hmm.
that's another, well,
25.
30%.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's yeah, 25% down. And then from here, obviously, we have to bounce and rally to the blue top band and break it to the upside for the entire bull market to continue. There is always a chance to break it to the downside, but I think by then we will have very depressed levels on all of the uranium um, individual stocks. And I think we're going to bottom out and we're going to get to the blue top band and continue the bull market. This was the bull flag that was broken, and we are probably going to backtest at least that level and
Hmm.
maybe the blue bottom band as well. URA, which is the other ETF, is also pulling back, and I thought it's going to get to the golden top band, which it was kind of an parallel line to the previous lows. And of course, we had the break and back test of the red resistance. We came to the previous highs, but it's now pulling back, and I think there is a chance for this one to actually do this. So I'm going to remove this one and maybe something like this, right? Yeah, it's more visible here. So we could, I mean, Euro may get back to the lows of when was that? 2022. So that's kind of a lost 2 years actually,
Yeah.
if it comes to these previous lows. If it does get there, it's going to be around 2019, $20. And from there, of course, I would be expecting another rally. So we had this major breakout happening after the COVID. We broke out of the triangle, but I think we're going sideways. And this bull market should, I mean, it has to bounce off it and then rally to break out, which would open the way to a much higher space. On the other hand, there is this Sprott physical uranium. This is U.UN. Okay. This looks much better actually than the ETFs. So clearly this is a physical uranium. Okay. So it's not really the stocks themselves, but it's this massive. The blue top band didn't really hold as resistance much, so I wouldn't call this a channel breakout. But either way, I think we are inside this green very large bull flag. And I'm going to switch to the daily chart to show you where we're at. And this looks very orderly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touches on that green bottom band. You can see here. And just recently, we had some news from Kazatonprom that they are reducing the production. And that was the reason why we, sprung up. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touches on that golden resistance. So if it can be broken without breaking this green bottom band, there is a good chance that the physical uranium is going to start to rally, possibly to the green top band and eventually break it. That may turn things, obviously, very bullish much sooner than I think. Okay, which, I'm not going to complain about it because I'm still heavily invested in uranium space, but it is what it is. And I think this green bull flag is still giving me hope. And the last one on the grand scheme of things is the futures. So the uranium futures, it is, I think, inside this red uptrend, 2 touches on both sides, both bands. We had broken this golden kind of a rising channel to the upside, which of course clearly extremely bullish, and we even back tested it, as you can see. Then we rallied to that blue top band. I think it's coming down to that blue bottom band, and if it does hold, which is going to be around here, then I think we may break that green resistance, and that would be obviously, again, just like the other one, it would look very bullish all of a sudden one more time. So that green resistance, you can see here how many touches on this on the weekly chart. And the obvious level would be around 74, 73, 74 on the futures. From there, if we see a bottom out on the blue bottom band, then I think we're going to head all the way to that 130 level, 130 plus.
Burak?
Yeah.
Can you go back to the futures?
Hmm.
I think there is a major pivot high, back in 2011, I think it's at $73 or so. Not that one, this one there. Doesn't that align somewhat with the with where we could hit before we go higher?
73 is kind of the 70. Yeah. It's very close to that pivot high. That's right. So we may, hit that one, find the low at the blue bottom band, which would be this high.
Yeah.
And we rally higher. Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
And
I'll
also,
take
yeah. And also one more thing is I think yes, we had that pop with Kazatomprom and the news, and I'm a little bit of a gap kind of guy, closing the gap, and we just closed them today, so potentially we have flushed out these very short-term bulls. So yeah,
hope so. Let's hope so.
Maybe
there is hope, but yeah, as I said, the worst case scenario is URNM going down another 25%. That's the worst case.
Yeah.
Let's now talk about some of the stocks. This is URG. I'm sorry. Yeah. This URG, that blue resistance had to be broken, which it didn't. I was hoping when we talked about this that the red bull flag is going to hold. We break out of the red bull flag and smash through that blue resistance. That didn't happen, obviously. And the black channel didn't really form. I wouldn't call it a channel because the top band is not really very precise. So I'm going to remove that from the picture. But what matters here is this green resistance. We're probably going to back test it. We also have this golden major resistance that was back tested so many times. And hopefully that is going to hold again. And then from there, so the minimum level it should get to, this is your energy, URNJ, is going to be around 90 cents. Okay, so from 90 cents, I would be expecting another start of a rally to get to 170 and then break that blue resistance. Let's have a look at Four Seas Metal Corporation. Okay, and this is FSY. It had So it had a beautiful bull flag here. It had, right? I was really hoping that this bull flag I mean, the breakout was beautiful. Let me show you if I make it in a color. Yeah, I removed it from the picture because the back test didn't really hold. You can see it sliced through that back test. Obviously, that bull flag is in the dump. So it looked very beautiful. It broke out, and I thought, okay, we're going to get to, well, 3+, which didn't happen. Now we have, so I'm going to remove again from this blue. And the golden top band is quite aligned with this one here, and this is internal, and you can see there is some internal support resistance lines. So my thinking is that we're going to bottom out at the golden bottom band, right? This one here. And it is also this, let's put it a kind of a rectangle. Yeah, somewhere there. Oops. Right here. So I don't think we're going to drop below this green broken resistance zone. Yeah, that was a very clear resistance zone, and we broke it, back tested, and I don't think we're going to go below that. And if this golden bottom band holds when we test it, then obviously there's going to be a big, big upside for that one. Let me I think I'm seeing something here. No, not really. I may argue that this here is a resistance, kind of a rail resistance right here.
Yeah.
So this could be a breakout when and if it gets there. And I think it will get there eventually, but not yet. So it's basically, yeah, it's going sideways at the moment. And the worst case scenario is that it finds rallies. Worst case scenario is, bear with me, please. I'm doing it on the go. This red bull flag, so the two touches on the top, and we may come down to that red bottom band and then form a bull flag to rally. And that would be the green zone to be tested. So the minimum level I see for this stock is around 30 cents. Okay. And of course, if break that blue resistance, I think that's going to be around $1. And from that $1, there's going to be big upside. This is Yellowcake and from London. It didn't really recognize this blue channel. It was a bit sloppy on the top band anyway. And you can see the bottom band didn't really hold. So we can remove it from the picture. I'll be very happy if it comes down to the golden bottom band and we see a rally to confirm it as a support. Okay, two touches on the top. It would be nice to see it coming down all the way to the golden and then rally. Of course, that red resistance and back test, that was already very bullish. Now we're pulling back. And yeah, we'll see. There may be a bit more downside, but also I can argue that it is also testing the internal support rail right here. So quite a few support zone here, and it's still so far it's holding. The green bull flag didn't really form, so we can remove that. Yeah, we'll see. I think that this downward action should end at the golden bottom band if it gets there, and the level would be around 420 on this one. LTBR is one of the worst. I normally don't cover this one, but I'm going to do it this time. This is Lightbridge Corporation, and the red giant downtrend. Do you see that? It's a massive downtrend from the highs of 2006-07. So the channel is gorgeous, but it tried so many times to break it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. We also have a kind of a wedge here. The last touch, the last attempt to break that red also coincided with that golden resistance. So that golden wedge has to be broken to the upside. Any move beyond 430, let's say to be safe 450, is going to become a really, let's say, a speculative breakout signal.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go very heavy in, but if it does start a rally, it can go 10 times, 20 times. I'm not suggesting it's going to go back to the all-time highs. Not even, I'm not suggesting that at all. But it could really pay off if you have a speculative long when it breaks out. DNN is the Denison Mines. So I'm going to switch it to the daily chart. It's a little bit too many lines here. So this bull, for example, this red bull flag failed. You can see here. I'm going to show it on the daily chart, right? Again, this was giving me a lot of hope for the bulls, because when we last spoke, it was forming this red bull flag, but then it failed. It dropped down and invalidated that red bull flag. And what happened is that this golden channel was broken. This recent action with the Kazaton Prom has made this back test on the red, and it couldn't get beyond that. And it was just normal, actually. I wasn't expecting it because this was induced action anyway. And that held, and it's coming down now. Where do we go from here? Hopefully, that red support minimum is going to hold, and we're going to rally again. So obviously, the blue bull flag delivered a new all-time high, but it couldn't really follow through and get to that red top band. That's what I was expecting, but it actually, yeah, disappointed, like the others. The other one is this Energy Fuels. Okay, that blue top band, I was hoping that it's going to be broken eventually. Instead, it came down and broke down this red support. This is one of the worst ones because it came down already to the lows of 2021, 2022. So a lost 2 years. This stock is not really doing much. And it's showing relative weakness, actually. So this is not a really good one. I thought this is going to be broken, but it didn't. Now, where do we go from here? Again, it could come down to this golden bottom band to form this bull flag. On the worst case scenario, it comes all the way to the blue bottom band. That's the worst case scenario, but it really doesn't look good, does it? So maybe it's just if we want to put maybe a kind of a level, support, right? It is this part and back test. It may come down and then maybe come down a little bit more, touch that golden, and then form the golden bull flag. And the level would be around, 350 or so. FCU is the fission uranium. Again, this is one of the obvious reversal signals. It's very similar to the URNM chart, which touched that golden top band and it failed to break. It's coming down now. And I'm going to mention this, and that would be the minimum that it could go to, that golden bottom band. But of course, we had this blue bull flag that was broken to the upside. So we may get a back test. And then after that, we rally to new highs, especially if it can move beyond 140, 150. That would be a major breakout. The breakout was this green resistance and back test. It's going sideways at the moment. It doesn't look too bad, but it's not really looking good either. So it's just going sideways. This is Uranium Energy Corporation, UEC. And it just recently broke down the golden channel, 2 touches on both sides. The green bull flag had been broken, got to a new all-time high, came down, and the red bull flag failed to follow through. I thought it was going to break out, get to the blue, and smash it. Now, it turned really ugly, obviously, after the failure of the red bull flag. Now, is it going to come down inside the green and then rally? This green one is a downward channel, and obviously it's a potential bull flag, right? We can remove this one. I don't think it's going to get there again, just to be, make the distinction between the 2 greens. I mean, the worst case scenario is that it comes down to this blue bottom band. This is the 3 touch on the top, 1 touch on the bottom, or I may argue it has actually 2 touches, something like this. So the worst case scenario, it comes down towards this, what level? Around 3, just below 3. ASPI was a star at some point. It was rallying, it broke the blue resistance, back tested, then it came down to the blue and broke it to the downside. The green channel is still on, which gives it a little bit of hope. But clearly, if it can't really rally, it is going to break this green bottom band soon. So that would also, you know, turn things a bit more uglier. Does it have a kind of a breakout? No, I don't think so. It's just that could turn into a resistance. Should do it like this: gets to there, pulls back, and without breaking the green, it breaks that blue resistance. GXU, this is not really a good one at all. So I'm actually remove it from this is one of the worst ones. LAM, again, it looked very promising.
Oh, yes.
When it out of the golden bull flag and the red bull flag. Yeah, the little bull flag inside the larger bull flag, but it couldn't break that blue internal resistance right there. You can see blue bottom band, right? And I'm gonna put it somewhere here. It's better, yeah. So the blue bottom band was there. The internal resistance actually held it off. And you can see it's kind of penetrated back into the golden broken downtrend, which is terrible, actually. I mean, it looked so good at the breakout, but then it's now coming back into it. There is still hope if it can break this blue resistance, which is around 90 cents. We are at 50 cents. So yeah, there is some way to go. But yeah, it's not really very nice to see that bull flag or this golden giant broken trend to be broken back into.
No.
Was really nice. This is Uranium Royalty Corporation. And I think it's inside this red sideways action, like a bull flag. The golden one was broken, but it couldn't get to the red top band. But I may still, you know, I'll still argue that this is a bull flag. The green small channel is here. It's coming down, and the red support was holding. It has broken it down. So this is also looking slightly, yeah, it's going sideways, but it's not really rallying either. So the worst case scenario is that it gets to the red bottom band at 136, 135, and then rally to break out of the red bull flag. And even if it does break the green, there is still this red top band to be broken. ISO is also gave one of the best signals because of the third touch back, and this was actually February. So from February, it started looking very weak. That red top band, the red bottom band, this is still a really large bull flag, by the way. So this is the high of 2021, right? That's September. It's 3 years in the making. This green support was broken. It's this blue side, you know, downwards trend is still running it. And again, the worst case scenario, it gets to the red bottom band and then rally to get to the red and break it. That, I think, is going to be around 2, just over 2 if it gets there. And then from there, I think this is a really large bull flag, and I don't think it's going to be broken to the downside. This is Cameco, the big brother. And it is not as bad as the others, right? This golden giant downtrend was broken and back tested. The triangle was broken. It got to the blue top band, and it's still inside this kind of the spin-off channel. It's not really the channel from the lows. I think this is going to hold. If this blue and purple support holds, we can still rally inside the blue channel. Okay, and the level for that is around 33, 34. NXE, this is Nextgen. This one was looking really good, and I thought it is going to break that blue top band, right? That is, yeah, especially this blue top band, because it had already broken the blue sideways channel, but then finally it gave in. And I'm going to remove the green. That uptrend was broken. What we have here is this golden downtrend. You can see here the top band just held. I'm going to switch to the daily chart.
Yeah.
Right. This is the high of when was this? April. So it's been making lower lows and lower highs. And that golden channel is the one to watch. So the red one, even I can remove that from the picture because the top band was not really very precise anymore. And the ultimate, basically, I can also put it kind of a support zone here. Right, this green support zone shouldn't be broken. Obviously, it's a huge drop. Is it going to get there, or is it going to come down and break it to the upside ultimately? That remains to be seen. And I can also argue that we also have kind of a potential support here, kind of a parallel to it. So it may still find a low there and then keep on rallying. But looks like this golden channel is intact and it is driving it to the downside. CVV, this is Canalaska, and it's one of the really most promising ones, I must admit.
Yep.
You can see this purple bull flag has formed. The red channel is still on, and this golden resistance, where is it? It's around 79.80 cents. So if it can get there without breaking that red, it may break that red channel and tank to at least to the purple. Clearly, this golden support has to stay intact for a rally to that golden resistance. Anything to break that golden resistance is going to look extremely bullish. So this shows a little bit more, relative strength.
Yeah, glad
This
you
is
said
it.
it. Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm glad you said the same because Canalaska is also the one that I have. Is the probably the top 3 of the strongest uranium charts right now. It's actually not. It's not bad really.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
So yeah, exactly. That one on top. Yeah, exactly. So
I just saw this one. Okay, this is also looking slightly good, right?
Yeah.
Blue resistance, not a very clean break. It has broken deep back test. I mean, it's come down, then rally. I don't like this kind of breakouts, obviously.
No.
Like a bit more precision. But this golden resistance is very, very precise with 3 touches on the top, right? So a breakout like that would be very, very bullish. So this here is mega uranium, and I'm going to put it on the weekly chart. And yeah, this blue resistance was broken and back tested here, and it's second back tested there. What is disappointing on this one is this golden, how many years of this, right? Went up, came down, went up, came down, and then we broke out. And I thought, okay, now it is at least going to get to that, the next levels or something, right? At least it's not going to come down below it. And that, of course, didn't happen. And we are now still back testing that blue support. And it's this purple bull flag that gives a little bit hope, because this bull flag is formed. And if it can be broken, we may see another big up move by mega uranium. Let's have a look at URNJ, which is a junior miners. It broke down the blue support and back tested it 3-4 times. And from there, this was in May, came down, and I thought, okay, it's going to come down, touch the golden and red, which it did, but then this happened. So that, of course, is very nasty action. And that actually opened the way for all the others. And let me show you. Do we have a kind of a downtrend here or a breakout? Do we have it? I wouldn't say, maybe slightly.
Yeah, slightly, yeah.
No,
Potentially.
no. Yeah, maybe. But the fact that this red and golden supports were both broken is not really a good action. It's hard to say where this can, because there is not much action, there's not much data from like before this April, February. I can't say whether there was some price action somewhere here. That's why it's hard to say where this can bottom out and rally. This is the only channel that I could see, and the red, and they were both broken. And yeah, we'll have to live with this very little data that we have. This here is EU, which is Encore Energy. Again, this looked amazing until it wasn't. And the reason is very clear. This red uptrend was perfect. The bottom band together with the blue, it rallied, and I thought, okay, now this is going to go, get to the blue, smash through this red. I mean, if the blue top band breaks, that level is going to break, and we're going to stay inside this red perfect channel. Well, that didn't happen, did it? So it's kind of the blue bull flag broken to the downside, and we had the back test just recently. Yeah, during that Peloton Prom news, we back tested it. Now it's coming down again. The chance here is that this green broken bull flag, excuse me, this green bull flag is going to get back tested, which would be around 280, 275. And then from there, maybe we'll see another rally start, because this is a very large bull flag that was broken, and it didn't even get to a new high. So the bull flag breakout mission is not completed. That still is to come. This is Western Uranium. Again, one of the good-looking ones. It used to be the golden channel was holding, and I thought it's going to break out of this red giant bull flag. This was the green resistance break, but it didn't. And the golden channel is back tested here, and it still is not looking very positive. Especially, I mean, this red internal support may hold. The only way this can rally is the break of that red top band. Anything about 230. At the moment, it doesn't look very good. And the worst case is that it comes down to that red bottom band to find another low. That would be below, well, below the lows of 2022. So Paladin, these are old charts. So let me remove this one. Okay, the red one. So it's inside the green. That looks very orderly, this green downtrend. And it had broken out of this golden, very large bull flag that had formed, and it got to a new high, and it's now coming down. I think this is still showing relative strength compared to the others. And just as a potential support level somewhere here, right? That blue 1, 2, this is a spike, but it could come down to the blue bottom band and then rally. So this and that level would be around 720, 730. And it would also be the breakout levels back test. You can see the breakout level, and that would become another buy signal. So there are quite a few bottom out scenarios, but they all indicate lower prices before higher prices. I wish I had good news. The deep yellow, for example, when we were talking about this last time, I said that green internal resistance may hold and it would come down, and that's what happened. It's inside the blue. That's a potential bear flag. It looks like a bear flag, but I think before it comes down to the blue bottom band, it is going to get to the green and blue eventually, and then maybe come down. We don't know that yet, but to me, this looks like a bear flag with two touches on both sides. inside the mega downtrend. But I think it is going to touch that double resistance at some point. That's 2028. That's like,
Wow, really?
that's 4 years from today. So we'll see.
Let's do
Uh,
one last chart, Burak. With the
yeah,
yeah,
we're ending like 2 minutes. Okay. So one of them, it's already over, almost over. This is Elevate. It looked beautiful at the breakout, but it failed. And I'm now going to just show you
yeah, the
one
flag. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
like here. That could play out, and it would actually rally and get to the previous highs. AEC, I don't like this one because it's very thin traded. Lot is had broken the golden and purple channel, and it's back testing the red broken bull flag, which is why I think it's kind of trying to bounce now. It's trying, but so far it has not really succeeded. And of course, this golden channel is broken. Last one is BMN. This is the Australian one, and it looked very good once it when it broke out of this golden bull flag, but then it came down, and the back test is not really holding so far. So if it does hold here, somewhere here, it rallies and breaks out of the purple downtrend, that will look good. But yeah, this is a really long-term bull flag that was broken, but the back test is not really holding at the moment. So we'll see. That's it, really. We have less than a minute. I hope everything is good. I wish I had good news again. Yeah, the charts are there, and we'll see how it all plays out.
Cool, Burak. Thank you. Yeah, I'm also in the camp that I think we have maybe September. If
Mhm.
they can start to rally, we will not see those low levels. But again, if we cannot get moving here within the next, 2 weeks, 3 weeks maybe, then I think we're going to see that, fade to the downside. So
Yeah,
it is what
yeah,
it is. It is what it is. So
yeah, yeah.
so cool, Burak. Thank you very much for the uranium update. Hopefully, if we start to break out, we can do this in like 3-4 weeks, hopefully, and it will be more positive. So thank you, Burak. And
You're
we will
welcome.
prepare the part 2 here with overall commodities and so on. So